Hello, Ryan. How you doing? I've got your Mindful Magazine cover here, and I've also got the contents page and interior spread. So I'd like to make some comments about the whole package, both visually and typographically. So we have this thing that we consider these subheads and these headlines to be these little miniature typographic compositions. And that's the best way to look at establishing and typesetting your headlines and your subheads on the cover of the magazine. Each one should be a little separate composition in itself, and I think that you've got some really good things started here. For example, you've got this sans serif mixed with this serif. That's good. I just wanted to mention you don't really need to include any kind of punctuation in headlines because it's a given. Like this could be stated meditation tactics for students, and then in another line could simply say calm your mind. Or this, of course, emptiness, the path to cultivating self-worth. You don't need that because it's going to be on a separate line anyways. Okay, so the thing I really want to mention is that you have these expectations of your audience. And one of the expectations of your audience is to have a really good roadmap from the cover through to the contents page, and finally your landing destination being the feature spread. So you really have to let the viewer know by typographic hierarchy which is the feature spread, and you have to let them know that on the cover, on the contents page, and of course on the headline of the feature spread. So, and that would be the kind of like your typographic concept through the rest of which would be designed around. So in other words, you have these typefaces for your headline on your cover, and then through to your contents page and your interior spread. Okay, this Mindful looks pretty good. I think that you have some unusual kerning in some areas. Look how tight this is here, right here, here, and here, and then look at all this room you have right here, and all this room you have between the M and the I. So you really want to check that kerning out. That's anytime you have type that's over, let's say, 14, you really, really have to pay attention to the spaces between every individual letter. Volume 1, date, that's good. Typically, you'll have a issue number, volume 1, issue 3, or whatever, and then the date. One of the things that we talk that one of my objectives through this assignment is getting the student to understand how to mix image with typeface. That said, I think I would like you to use an image on your cover instead of this illustration. I just think that it's really difficult. It's so dark and so large that it's really stealing any hierarchy away from the typography. So I'd like you to use an image. Okay, replace that with a picture of something, and then think about these little typographic compositions. I'd like to see some more type on the cover too, maybe a couple more headlines or subheads over on this left side. But think about Through the Lens with Joe Rogan. That's a big name. You should put some emphasis on that, Joe Rogan. That you should never have a word on a line ever alone. Okay, so this one I would excuse me, I would recompose that to say meditation tactics for students, and then on the next line, calm your mind. Okay, so you don't want to ever have a word on a line alone. Okay, no drop shadows on type. Try to remove that from your repertoire right now. Don't ever use drop shadows on type. It's a terrible practice. There's other ways of achieving separation from the background page, but drop shadows are a production nightmare. So I suggest staying away from drop shadows. Contents page, you're doing this thing where you're creating this continuation from the cover to the contents page and through to the interior spread, but you're not doing so with typography. You're doing so with image and color. Okay, the background image, here it is again. Okay, here it is again. So you're saying, okay, let's follow this from here to here, and then through to the cover story. So you're drawing this continuation with image as opposed to type. Okay, you have these little typographic compositions that you can make here. Okay, though I think that these are good, I think your leading is a little open here. I think that line should be a little closer, and lines are too far apart in all of these. One of your classmates gave you a suggestion for that I thought was very interesting. You got a lot of unused space over here, poor alignment. I would move the page numbers over here. There's just no reason not to. And then this is just a really unusual decision. Why is this right aligned and this is left aligned? That's not working. I would right align. I would left align everything. Okay. Assignment asked for a 2-page typographic spread, so you're going to have to reformat this composition. Okay, take a look in some of typographically. I think these are set pretty nicely. M dash good. Dash good. That's a widow. That can't be there. Okay. Typesetting looks pretty good. I think your space between paragraphs is a little much. If that's a full space, or 2 spaces, you want to get rid of that, and you want to use some page styles to define that space right there. The settings I have in the announcements area for justified type, you want to look at those. That'll help you to alleviate these spaces, these big unusual spaces here that you get sometimes from justifying type. Look how tight this is right here. This line right here. And then look at this line right here to touch. The letters are all touching, and then look over here how loose that is. Okay. Page number, no period. This is called a folio. You want to have the issue number, the magazine title, and perhaps even the website over here. That should be on. Those are called folios. Okay. You want to study research on how to do those. You've got a great chance here to do this really cool typographic composition with this headline right here. So again, get rid of that drop shadow. All right. That should keep you busy, I think, and get us well on our way. If you have any questions at all, please give me a holler. Okay. Thank you, Ryan.